Serial murderers from the UK, the case of Lynda Mann and Dawn Ashworth. Lynda and Dawn were both only 15 years old when they were brutally assaulted and murdered in Leicestershire. Lynda Mann disappeared on November 23, 1983. She'd been babysitting that evening and took a shortcut home down a well-known local footpath named the Black Pad. When she failed to return home, her parents panicked, and with the help of their neighbours, they spent the night searching for her. Her body was found by police the following morning. An investigation into Lynda's murder began right away, but it wasn't long until their efforts reached a dead end. And with the killer still on the loose, the local community were frightened. Any one of them or their daughters could be next. And 3 years later, on the 31st of July, that nightmare became reality. Dawn Ashworth mysteriously vanished after leaving her home to visit a friend's house. Her body was soon discovered in a wooded area near another local footpath, and sadly she'd met the same fate as Lynda had a few years earlier. Evidence was soon gathered, and the killer's DNA from Lynda's crime scene matched that of Dawn's. They were looking for one man responsible for these two despicable acts. DNA profiling was a very new technology in the 1980s. Hoping that he might be able to help, police reached out to Alex Jeffreys, who was a genetics researcher at the University of Leicestershire. With Jeffreys' help, investigators organised for local men to offer their DNA forward by blood sample. They could rule out any suspects to the profile and catch the killer. Within 6 months, they'd collected 5,500 samples, and yet no matches had been found. It wasn't until police received a tip from a young woman that they finally received their breakthrough. Her tip pointed them in the direction of Colin Pitchfork. The caller revealed that her male friend had just told her that he had volunteered to give blood in Colin's place. Colin Pitchfork was then arrested. He had a wife and 2 young boys at the time of his arrest, and Colin Pitchfork pled guilty to the murders. Shockingly, Colin confessed to having his baby son in the car when he encountered Lynda. Pitchfork was sentenced to life imprisonment for his crimes. However, as of this year, the parole board have granted him release. He was described as a sadistic killer by the judge, who said he would never be released. He has been deemed as no longer a threat to the public, and both Lynda and Dawn's families have been opposed to his release.